What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode here with your boy Vaughn, here for RBO. Today we have three exciting topics to talk about. I have a special guest for you guys coming on as well. Before we get started, though, you know what you got to do. You got to like, subscribe, share, let anybody know that, RBO Vaughn is on. We about to get it popping. I want you guys also to tap on that link down there and you can become a member. With these memberships, you get a lot of perks. You get access to chats and Instagram, and we go at it in those chats. You get a lot of information. You get fun debates. It's just a very exciting atmosphere for you to be in. And hey, man, I encourage everybody to really dive into that. Now, our first topic that we're going to dive into, we're going to holler about some trade rumors. Now, there's a couple rumors out there that I just want to dive into. The first player I want to talk about is Zach LaVine. Now, here he's been tied to a couple teams, and I think it is time for him to really move on from the Bulls. I think that the DeRozan and LaVine experiment is pretty much over. I think it's time for them to move on from that. Lonzo Ball's injury really derailed that because with those two guys out there, they can score on the wing, but you need a ball handler that's going to be there for you, that's going to help you get in your sets, that's going to allow for you to get easy buckets. And without having Lonzo Ball out there, it's time for those two really can't get their money's worth. Now you have Kobe White stepping up. He's getting a lot of more buckets. He's doing a lot more out there, which is really helping the team. So I do think it's time for him to move on. And the team that I really think that he'll probably have the most impactful role with will be the Lakers. Only because the Lakers is a team that's teetering right now. They have LeBron and AD there. You have guys like Russ, D'Lo, and Austin Reeves, who's not really giving you consistent minutes. They're coming on right now, but he still always asks, like, are they going to show up every night? So a guy like LaVine, I think he would really help the Lakers over there. He'll really be a guy that can put the ball in the basket. He can create for other guys as well. I think he can bring it on the defensive end because of his athleticism. So I think the Lakers should really try to do some things to get a guy like LaVine. Another guy that I want to talk about is DeJounte Murray. Now, there's a couple of teams I think that can really use his services. He's in Atlanta right now. There's not really much going on with him and Trae Young. I believe they're like 10th or something like that in the East right now. So it's time for him to move on as well. I'm not sure why they paired those two guys together. I thought it would bring some pressure off of Trae Young. However, you need a taller scorer, a bigger scorer on the team. So with that, the Orlando Magic is one team I think that should dive into this because they need a guy that can facilitate, a guy that can take pressure off of their star players, and they're a young team that turn the ball over a lot because they do lack that a guy that can help them out, a guy that can really, make the game easier for a lot of players out there. So Orlando, I think, is one team that should really jump on them. I hear the Bucks are looking at getting them, which I don't mind seeing that. They lost Drew Holiday, so you notice that their defense hasn't been the same. So adding a guy like DeJounte might help them with the perimeter defense because point guards kill the Bucks a lot of times when they play. So the Bucks would be a good spot, and I also think that the Miami Heat will also be a good spot for DeJounte Murray. The Heat right now they're loaded a little bit more than last year. Hero's back. They had Triple J over there doing his thing. So I really think that if he steps out and steps one of those teams, he can make a big impact and he will play. His role would be needed more there rather than with a guy like Trae Young that, he ball handles, he facilitates, he the bucket getter. So Trae Young really needs more of a straight up scorer, not a guy that, Murray can score. However, his best asset is he does it all. So Murray, if you get out of there, man, I think that you would definitely have a bigger impact on a different team. You've been cooking, he just hit 2 game winners back to back. So his stock is rising. One more thing I want to another guy, Quentin Grimes from the Knicks. I hear he's in some conversations. Teams like the Rockets, which I think will be a good fit. You know, the Rockets could use a little bit more shooters out there on that perimeter to help a guy like Sengun out there, Van Vliet out there. They're out there balling. You know, they're going past expectations right now. You know, they're doing their thing. So adding a guy like Grimes, he's a young guy that can really shoot the ball. He can score the ball. I think that'll be a good asset for them. So Grimes, and I also hear the Hawks as well. So hey, you might see Murray and the Knicks. That's just some type of 3-way trade thing going on. So Grimes with the Knicks, with the Hawks. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. You know, give Trae Young another shooter out there. He's a young player who has some untapped potential. You know, over there with the Knicks, he didn't really get his due. You know, trading quickly, it didn't really change things. So, I hear some reports that he's unhappy as well. So, another thing, I wanted this is the last thing I saw this pop up in the NBA chat. The Nets wanted 2 first-rounders for Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't understand why. He's not. I don't think he's worth that. So I'm not sure what the Nets are trying to do with that maneuver. I know he is a hot commodity because a lot of teams are looking for a 3-and-D guy. But 2 first-rounders, come on, man. Come on. But the one trade that did happen, you know, there's one player that was speculated to really get traded and things of that nature, and it actually happened. And it's Pascal Siakam. Now, I got a guest coming on for this topic right here. It's one of the guys that's on the network. He's from In the Red Corner, our boxing show, and it is my boy Ty. Welcome, my boy Ty.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
What it do, my boy? How you doing?
Nothing, man.
Hey, man. It's good to have you on. You know, you're the first guest on RBO. Congratulations. You know, you just made some history right there, man.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be back on here again if we win a championship. I know that ain't happening.
So, you know, this trade here, man. You guys, the Pacers, you guys, young squad, you know, you doing your thing, you dropping buckets on almost anybody that step on the court with you guys. You know, Halliburton went down for some games, and you guys still were doing your thing. You know, but there's a missing element with you guys, and this Pascal Siakam trade, you know, it just happened out of nowhere. And well, it was speculations because he was a lot of other teams trying to get it, and you was really rooting trying to get him. You know, you wanted OG, but you couldn't get OG, so you end up getting Siakam, which might be even better. So the trade was, let's run the trade down. You guys got Siakam, but you sent Bruce Brown, Jordan, Norwa. You also sent 3 first-round picks to Toronto, and you got a second rounder from the Pelicans, and you got Kira Lewis Jr., but y'all end up sending him to Toronto. The picks were y'all own first-round pick for this year. There's 4 teams that you guys have picks of, and they got the lesser of the Utah, Houston, Clippers, the OKC pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third was the y'all 2026 first-round pick. So those were the 3 first-round picks you guys gave up. So let me know, what do you think? What's your grade? Do you think was it worth it? You think it's worth it? You know, there's a lot of talks about Siakam. They saying they don't know if he's going to re-sign. What's your thoughts on it, man?
To me, I think it was a good trade, but it was also a bad trade at the same time because, like you just said, we don't know if he's going to sign or not. Even though he's saying he's going to sign, but I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, we're going to sign," but don't sign. But to me, I give us a B minus, C plus, because what we got rid of, we gave him 3 first rounders. I was hoping we would have gave him like some second rounders. Then we also gave him a player I didn't want to get rid of, Bruce Brown, because Bruce Brown is a ball handler, also plays defense, and he's a small forward. So we lost a small forward, even though we do have Naismith, who's going to be a starter now. But if he gets hurt, who we got? So Yeah, and then also, like you said, we were missing something. Like we were missing a wing defender. We got a wing defender now. We also got somebody that can make plays with the ball by themselves instead of worrying about Halliburton passing the ball all the time. So that's also going to help us. Also going to spread the ball, spread the floor a little more because he gonna get double teamed some, and then that means that Halliburton not getting double teamed no more, which is another thing that was hurting us before we played other teams. So that's a good thing right there.
Okay. So I feel you on that. You were in the chats, keep saying, you didn't want to get rid of Bruce Brown. That was a key piece for you guys. He has championship pedigree, and he does a little bit of everything. Like you said, he ball handles, he gets some buckets sometimes, solid defender, and But for me, I'm gonna give it an A minus, and this is why. I do feel like you guys gave up a lot, but I also feel like you guys have a lot. You have a lot of young talent there, and you have a young star in Halliburton who can get you guys in the playoffs. But with that current roster that you had, you guys wasn't really gonna be able to compete, really. Like with Siakam, he adds championship pedigree as well because he also won the championship, and when he was with when Kawhi was there, and he's a taller guy. He's 6'8", 6'9", and we know right now that type of player is really valuable. That type of player that is that tall and can do it all. He's not the best shooter, but he can hit some threes. You saw he just played with you guys last night. He did take an L, but Halliburton first game back, his first game. You expect those things. Malcolm Brogdon, he was balling. I'm not gonna lie, but for me, I think that having him, it's gonna give Halliburton some better playoff experience. He's gonna be able to, I feel like, compete a little bit more with these guys. Like you guys already were beating the teams like the Bucks and things like that, but in the playoffs, the tempo kind of slows down a little bit. And having a guy like Siakam, I think, really gonna, help you guys be able to not just, because your defense got a little better as well, I think, with him. But y'all will be able to send more blows in a slower pace type game with a guy like Siakam.
Yeah, I agree, but also like you said about our young players, that's the one good thing we didn't get rid of our young players. I was praying that we can get rid of Mathurin or Nate Smith or Jalen Smith, and we didn't, so that was a good thing. Like you said about the playoffs, yeah, it gives us playoffs experience, but I wouldn't give us an A minus because okay, I had us making the playoffs anyway, but is he gonna help us win the championship? No. So I don't see it as I say. That's why I say B minus C plus. So yeah.
Well, you never know for the championship type thing because only teams that the Celtics at times they fold,
True.
and like last year, if this team met up against the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, do you think y'all couldn't beat them?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah. True.
saying? So
Yeah.
you never know. You might not win a championship, but you might get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think you have a better shot. I feel like getting to the Eastern Conference Finals is the step before getting to the championship for a lot of guys. You'd be like, yo, I was one game away from getting to the finals, and that might entice Siakam to even stay. And I feel like he will stay because playing with Halliburton, you're gonna get your touches.
We got rid of a lot of stuff to get him. So if he leaves, then it's an E.
Yeah, that now that's definitely going to be a determining factor right there if he leaves. Because if he leaves, you're going to be looking back like, man, I should have gave him an E. Not even. So we're going to see. Now, you guys are, balling though. You guys are putting up numbers. Y'all about to break a record as far as offensively with the stats. You guys, right now, you are seventh. The East is a gauntlet right now. You lose 1-2 games,
Yeah.
you can go from seventh to fourth or fourth to eighth. It's crazy right now. So, but y'all right in the thick of things. So, I like to trade. I think if you guys stay healthy, it can give you guys some better positioning in the playoffs. So, yeah.
I agree. If we stay healthy.
All right, Ty said he gonna stick around for the top 5. list. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. You know, tap into them comments. I'm gonna dive into them at the end of the show to see what you guys was talking about. But here we go. So for my list, this is top 5 under. Let me fix that for y'all. Top 5 under 25 NBA players right now. Now, this is more of potential. This isn't, who are better, who are like, this is not the list, the order of guys who are better right now. This is who I think has the potential, to really be that. Because right now we're in a point where it's a passing of the torch. It's a lot of like the KDs, the LeBrons, the Stephs. They're still playing at high levels, but they're not dominating, always in the championships and things of that nature. So we have a lot of young guys out here that's doing it. So shout out SGA, shout out Luka. Those guys, they barely made it out. They already established superstars though, so they don't need to be in this list. Everybody know what it is with them. So let's get into it, man. My first player that I have is Sengun. Alfred Sengun out of Houston Rockets. He's number 5. He's 6'11", 243. And right now he's averaging 21.5 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 53% from the field. Now his skill set is like a Jokic. He can pretty much do it all. He's a high-level passer. He has really good post moves. He isn't a seven footer, but he's 6'11". He's right there. He has a pretty good touch with the ball. He can hit the three. He pretty much can do it all. He has plenty of games this year, a couple games where he had triple doubles, and him and getting a point guard over there with him and Van Vliet. You see a lot of like how Jokic and Murray do with the pick and roll. They run an excellent pick and roll where both of them are big factors. They're threats out there, so you got to account for both of them. Like he sometimes kick it out off the pick and roll to a guy like a Van Vliet, and he'll hit the three, and it's a good road to the basket and things of that nature. So he really is a player that I feel like for years to come, he will be a top big man in this league. He, like I said, he can do it all, and yeah, he has some good sides. So I like Sengun. That's number 5. Next player I have at number 4 is Tyrese Halliburton. This kid right here, this your boy. You see, he got the jersey on. My boy Tyrese. Now, I've been a fan of Tyrese since he was with the Kings when he first came in. Like, when you first see his game, it's just like he's a solid point guard, man. He can shoot the ball. He can handle the rock. He has good height on him, arms long, and he's a heck of a passer. He sees everything on the floor. He's an unselfish player. This year he's averaging 23.6, 4 rebounds, 12.6 assists, shooting almost 50% from the field, 49.6. What else can you ask for out of a point guard? I mean, there's nothing he can't do as far as playing the guard position. He's still young. He doesn't turn the ball over, still getting high assists. Kind of reminds you of a Chris Paul, CP3, but he's a lot bigger, taller, can affect the game a lot differently. He's a superstar for years to come. Everybody sees dropping 20 games. That's doing things that Hall of Famers have only done. Only like 2 people have done. So Tyrese is really one of a kind. He's a point guard that any team would want to have. So like I feel like a lot of players are going to run to Indiana to try to play with this kid because he's that good. So that's number 4 for me. Number 3, I'm going with Anthony Edwards. This dude, he's right there. He's like, and he's only 22. He's like right there at his peak, not the peak, but the point where he's about to start hitting his peak because he's figuring it out. He can do it all. He's a solid defender. He can score from anywhere on the floor, and he's an athletic freak. Now that's like a makeup of a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Like he's like one of those type of prototypes right there. He has a good head on his shoulders. His attitude towards the game is one of the best, and his game speaks for itself. He's averaging 26, 5.4 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 46.5%. Timberwolves #1 in the West right now. He got them rolling down up there with those giants down there with him, and his game it really does remind you of a young Kobe. He's raw. He loves the sport, and he's a competitor. So you gotta love a guy like Anthony Edwards. That's number 3. Number 2 is my guy, Paolo Banchero. This dude is a beast. In his second year, averaging 22.7, 7 rebounds, 4.9 assists, and shooting 45% from the field. Now, he's 6'10", 250, and can do it all. He has to work on his 3-ball a little bit more, but his mid-range game is something else. Just like Anthony Edwards, his mid-range game is spectacular as well. But Paolo being 6'10", having that height advantage over most of his defenders, and even if they are his height, he can move a little bit better than them. He has solid ball handling skills. He does have to attack the rebounding glass a little bit more. However, I can understand a little bit how he doesn't average a lot. He does have a lot of ball handling responsibilities, so that kind of has him on a wing a lot. However, I feel like his potential is elite status. 6'10", 250, can do it all, and he's very clutch. He's top 10 in clutch points this year, and I think next couple of years, I said this before, he's gonna be a top 5, top 3 player in this league, and he's gonna be here for years to come. So that's number 2, and I figure everybody would know what number 1 was, and that's Wembanyama. Nah, he's just ridiculous. I mean, a guy his height, his size can do it all. I mean, 7'4". I mean, he doesn't have to jump to dunk the ball. It's ridiculous. Like you can throw a oop every single time, almost every single time, and he'll get a bucket. Like he's an easy 20-point a game guy. He's gonna be here for years to come. I hear he's training with Kareem on how to stay, in the game long enough. Take the hits, take the running up and down. The travel was very hectic back then. It's a lot better now. So I feel like Wemby would definitely be here for years to come. His skill set, can shoot the ball, can dribble. I mean, he can do it all. So he's in a good organization with Pop over there. I feel like he has a master plan. Just need an elite playmaker for him, and sky's the limit. So that's my top 5 right there. Ty, let me know what you think, man.
My top 5 is completely different from that. I like I didn't even know about the number 5. I'm like, who is that? I don't even know who that is for real. But
Okay.
I'm surprised you got Paolo over Ant. That's just like Joe said in the comments. I'm surprised about that, but I understand because I am a Paolo fan also because he's from Duke. But yeah, Paolo does have a lot of potential, but I think that Anthony Edwards has a little bit, not a lot bit more, but like a little bit more than he does, just a little bit, because he can do a little bit more, and he has more dog in him. So, but for my 5, you're gonna be surprised because I don't even have Wemby or how mine. I don't know. I don't know. I have number 5. I have Wemby.
Okay.
I got Wemby at number 5 for mine. Number 4. Surprised you didn't have him on your list. I got Tyrese Maxey. Because Tyrese Maxey can do a lot, and you've seen what he does without Embiid. So I think his potential is like way higher than people think he is. Because I think he's gonna be a great player in the future. But number 3, I'm gonna go with my boy Halliburton, of course, because he's a 2012 walking. You're gonna get 20, you're gonna get 12 assists almost every game. So that's almost a guarantee for him. Number 2, I'm going to go with your boy Paolo. Because like you said, to me, he might be the next. I think he's going to be way better than Wemby. I think he might be like the next LeBron. To be honest, he might be the next LeBron. But over him, of course, I have Anthony Edwards number one. Because Anthony Edwards, he can do it all. He can win without anybody for real. He can. You don't need anybody with him. You just need him for real. So that's why I have number one. And like you said, you have Wemby at number one. I can't have Wemby at number one because Wemby needs another player to do good. He can't win. So,
well, I think that he can actually do it on his own because he even say I can bring the ball up. I can be the point guard. I just read a quote on him saying that, and it's true. He can do it all. It's just early in the early stages. It's good to have a guy that helps you slow the game down, a guy that helps you get easier shot, just so you can, you don't have to just burst on the scene. It's a little easier for you to get your flow, get your rhythm. But I feel like he can definitely do it by himself, and that's why I have him and Paolo ahead of him because I feel like they both will be more capable of doing it on their own because they're just taller, they're just bigger. They can control the game, impact the game in different ways where Ant can't. Like Wemby blocking shots is ridiculous. And Paolo being 6'10", he has that ability. It's not of an elite status like Wemby, but it's still that he's 6'10" and versus a guard. I feel like the league is more of a big man league. That's why a guy like Sengun have made it. He's a 7-footer almost out there. He can do it all. And you have a guy like that. You see what Jokic's doing, and he reminds you of Jokic. I want you to check him out because he's definitely a beast. And I ain't have Maxey on my list because I just like he gets honorable mention for me because if a guy like Sengun didn't burst on the scene the way I seen, he would be in my list to be honest because he's like the next guy after that. But just like I said, that the size is what putting guys ahead of other guys, because you would rather take a guy like Embiid over a guy like Steph, you know what I'm saying? Because he can just dominate all three levels of the game.
I take Steph.
No, I understand you would take Steph because of the actual hit. I'm just saying like skill set as far as how a guy can impact the game. Because these guys we're talking about haven't done nothing like Steph,
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. Comments, they talking about why we have Chet on there.
I didn't put Chet up there because, like I said, I feel like Sengun reminds me of Jokic. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like having a guy like a Jokic is better than what a Chet would be. Because Sengun can defend the glass as well, and Chet, to me, I don't think he's going to reach his highest potential playing with a guy like SGA.
I agree.
These other guys are going to be asked to do a little bit more. So Chet definitely is like right there as well because he can do it all at 7 feet as well. So, and that's another thing for Maxey. It's like, are we going to see his full potential? Because you're going to see him be great, but are we going to see the full potential? Because guys like Paolo, guys like Ant, guys like Wemby, they're gonna be handed the keys to the whole team. They're like the best player on their team, even for a guy like Sengun too. So
I feel you.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, they definitely.
Y'all want Chet, yeah.
They loving some Chet, but Chet, he a beast though.
Adam at 6. Adam at 6. I'm putting him over Wemby, so Adam at 6.
Yeah, Wemby just he crazy. Like I feel like once Pop, I think Pop let him just he easing him in right now. I think next year he gonna let him loose. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, check out the So I've been slacking on my videos on the IG page, but I got y'all today. We're gonna drop a couple of IG videos, and Sengun will be one of them. I got y'all. I definitely got y'all. But yeah, let's wrap this up, Ty. I know your Ravens about to come on in a couple minutes, so I want you to go ahead and get comfortable and hope you win, and hope y'all win, But you got some last words for the people.
Last words are Von line. He hope we lose by 50 points. To be honest, he like other last words. Make sure y'all check out our show. In the Red Corner, it's a boxing show. We should have a show coming on this Sunday, which is tomorrow. It's gonna be a good show. But then we got another great show coming on 2 weeks, so probably want to subscribe because you got to stay tuned for that. And also, Baltimore Ravens gonna win, of course.
All right, man. You know, thanks for coming on, Ty. You know, appreciate your knowledge. You know, hopefully Siakam do his thing for y'all and y'all get y'all worth out of this trade. But you know,
Hope he
you
signs.
know, I got my Tar Heel blue on. We playing Boston College right now. I'm not sure if we winning or not. It was like we was up 3 last time I checked. So hopefully we got that dub. But let's go Texans. But you know, appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know, check out the network. We got a lot of shows on there. Check them all out. Check the link out. Like, subscribe, share, and we will see you guys next time. Y'all have a good day, and we about to go. Peace.